On January 8th, 2012, when my heart did stop, the very first experience was when my body was laying on the table. I call it I, came out of that body. So there's a distinction that I'm communicating, because when you first come out of the body, you recognize you were never that body. And I went towards the ceiling of the room, and I could see the body. So again, there's a distinction of separation. The body, this human body, was laying on the table, lifeless and colorless, and yet me, that was out of the body and spirit body, was ecstatic, and it was light, and it was very joyous, and again, the weight of it, the burden of the weight was off. So I was above that, and so quickly I left that body as well. So I want to make this distinction as well. I was still in the body of what looks like me, but it was the spirit body, not my physical body, the spirit body. So out of that, then I moved up, and I moved out for lack of better words, into like the stratosphere, if you want to call it, above earth. And immediately I was greeted, still in the spirit body, I was greeted with a very large angelic figure. And it was this pinkish, goldish color, this angel being that introduced herself as Archangel Haniel. And I was just mesmerized by the gorgeousness, beauty, love, the incredible amount of love that I was experiencing. And within that, we moved just a little further. Again, it's very hard to put into words in terms of our experience in human form and what it is in the spirit life, spirit form. And she brought me, and to my right, she showed me there was not a door, but there was the opening, and where all my loved ones were there. My grandmother was there, my grandfather, my uncle, my cousin, my aunt, and someone, and they were all clapping. It was so amazing, like all of them waiting. And I was looking at it, and I was just in wonderment. Oh my God, this is all you're all here. And they were so beautiful, so youthful, so gorgeous, and just radiant light filled. And it's like some of these colors you see like that, just so exquisite and gorgeous. And the clapping that I've arrived. Then Archangel Haniel showed me to my left, though, which was another opening, but it wasn't them. And she pointed at that I had to go that way. It was telepathic, and I couldn't understand that. And there wasn't even time to negotiate, ask questions, or anything like that. And as she pointed, I had to go through this, I want to say doorway, but it wasn't a doorway. It was more like a portal, if you want to call it, like an opening. So as I went into the left side, it was like as if, you know, the movie Star Wars, when you first see it, the light is going super fast, you're going through it. It was exactly like that, yet and it was turning and twisting and extremely fast and exhilarating. I can't even put into words. And it was a midnight blue, dark blue, with lots of light stream that I was going through, whatever this tunnel or portal you want to call it. And when I arrived to this arrival place, I wasn't in spirit body anymore. I was in a consciousness of awareness that I was conscious, but I was not a body. And within this place, it was a lot of, it was very extremely quiet. and just a lot of light in wave forms, extreme amount of glorious, exquisite, incredible light that I can never put, colors I've never seen, I can't put it. And the closest thing I can say is when a star bursts into nebula, and how the colors are, and it just flowing. It was something like that where I was as consciousness. And then my consciousness in this awareness was brought in front of this like a structure. And as I came into the structure, it was a very large gold, pure gold room. Some kind of like almost like windows to the left, to the right. But what was very noticeable was the figures to my left, to my right, and to my left. 12 beings that were there, very tall beings, blue beings, tall, translucent, very, very tall, between 15 to 20 feet tall, to my right, to my left. And in the center was a bit of a larger space that was there. And my consciousness arrived, and there was this incredible, immediate, ecstatic joy and bliss that I was home. And there was this telepathic conversation, and I just knew I'm home. I'm inside Athena, the mothership. I'm here. They're the Arcturians, and they introduced themselves as the Arcturians, and they said they were waiting for me. And this is all happening telepathically now. And the very first thing that happened was in the center, they brought a screen kind of thing, not quite a screen, but they first brought my DNA into the middle, and they started changing things in my DNA as my consciousness and awareness was watching it. There were these shifting things which I didn't understand at all what was happening, yet it was understood. There were things changing. Then they brought a screen, kind of like a computer screen, but not like that, a translucent screen. And within that, they started showing me all the lifetimes that I lived on Earth. And it was going extremely fast. And within this, very specific areas, they would stop to make sure I would see myself in whether I was a male figure or a female figure, an elder figure, whatever form it was, and the specific time in history where this was. So it happened extremely fast. So all these lifetimes that was shown, about 844 lifetimes on Earth that was shown to me, revealed. And then after that, they brought the soul agreement between me, my brother, my mother, my father, why we had to be in this soul agreement, coming to Earth, for what purpose, why was the Middle East, like everything was shown. It was a complete revelation, revealing from inside these agreements. And there was a whole lot more that took place there, yet it was incredible. And then after that, that middle part began turning into a almost like a fog or like cloud of white, pure white. And then that room started filling up in light, in insane, blinding, crazy, white, pure light. And as my consciousness was moving towards this light, and within that, then this figurine began to come out of that as my consciousness awareness was moving towards it. And that was the living Christ, beloved Yeshua came out of that. And I remember my consciousness was beyond blessed, ecstatic. The love, I can't ever put it into words. It can never be captured. Just the exquisite nature of it, and that feeling of home, just pure love, pure home. I always get teary-eyed around here, this moment. And then without being able to say anything or anything, he just said to me auditory, and I heard that voice. And as he was saying the voice, I remembered the several times on earth when I heard this voice and I didn't know whose voice it was. And in that moment I realized whose voice it is. And then he said, "You cannot be with us, my child. You have to go back and you have to share this." So when he did his hand, it was the message. And he said, "Go show it and find the others." And with that, just like that, there was no time for me to negotiate, say anything, nothing. I was sent back so quickly to my body, but I was sent back with the body of knowledge in which he moved me to that consciousness of that I am presence of what the Christ light is, as awareness, as a consciousness.